Hello YouTubers, I'm back again. I just wanted to show you a locomotive of mine and explain a little bit about it. One that I got actually about the beginning of 2011. And, well, without further ado here, I'll show it to you right now. I haven't had very much of a chance to really do very much work with my HO stuff because I've had a hell of a time getting the track work set up and reorganizing the room and getting things sorted out with once the room got recarpeted and renovations have already been done. But here it goes. Once again, it's another Atlas locomotive, and it's a little bit different. This is the B39-8, also known as to some as the -8 39B, which is a General Electric locomotive, 3900 horsepower, standard gauge, 4 powered axles. This is an older Atlas model, as you can see, Atlas Master Series. This is the one that they put a decoder in the locomotive, but there was no sound. So back in these days, I would say about 2000 to 2002, 2003, you could purchase the locomotives without a decoder and purchase it with a decoder for about $20, give or take the price. And there is a mistake on the box and on the instructions here, because it will say the -840B. This is actually a -839B, 3900 horsepower. It gives it the road number. By the way, in case you're asking, LMX is Locomotive Management Services, which was owned by General Electric, which leased locomotives out to various railroads. And these particular ones were pretty much always leased out to the Burlington Northern, or BN, throughout the late 80s, early 90s. And instead of saying LMS, it says LMX, and a different paint scheme altogether. And of course, as many of you know, this leasing part of General Electric no longer exists. Get the engine out here. They had 102 of these built. There was one demonstration locomotive made, and 3 went to Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway, otherwise known as Santa Fe, which of course by then at that time was owned by Santa Fe Industries and was not merged with BN. It was still just Santa Fe, and it makes the mistake saying, there it is, 40. There's the mistake again. Instructions that came with this model are pretty basic. Just decoder and basic instructions. Thank you for purchasing your engine and everything. Atlas did not have locomotives that had sound installed. Just a decoder came with it, as high up as you could get. I think Southern Pacific had these locomotives as well. They had about 40 of them, but 102 of these, which was the largest number of all of them. And unfortunately, Atlas has not made this locomotive in quite a few years. They only did it once, and this engine, I believe, is something like several years old. Here comes the eternal struggle to get it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. I'll give you a few seconds to have a look. As you can see, the detail on this locomotive is, well, there's a lot of detail. You got your sanding equipment, your truck detail, your cylinders and big fuel tank. There's the horns. Horns are half back. They're not on the cab. On the cab you have the light and St. Clair antenna. You got the exhaust and the fans and grills on the long hood. And I believe that's dynamic brake grids near my thumb. There's the front. Yeah, pretty nice. And I thought I probably hit something here, but I didn't. But yeah, I wish Atlas would pump out a little bit more of these. They tend to just not making the 39s. They just well, keep it in the camera. But yeah, there she is. And of course, as you know, they kind of the big fans fan out here at the back. Yeah, but very nice detail for the time. They were already surpassing Kato on many locomotive details. I know later this year they'll be coming out with the -8, the 40 CWs, 6-axle ones. Those will be coming out in Union Pacific and BNSF. And I do believe they'll be making the Canadian National, the -840C and regular CN, and 15-year CN privatization anniversary scheme. So probably we'll have to aim for one of those at some time. But really, the sad thing is with Atlas is they just don't, with any of the -8 lineup, whether it's this or the -840 BWs or the CWs, they just don't really get around to making them all that much. And so you really have to fight the odds in trying to get one, whether you have to find them at a store in down in the United States. I live in Canada myself, but you know, it's gotten to the point where, you know, if you ever want one, you just you always have to sometimes find an undecorated one, and you purchase on top of that a decorated body, like a spare one from Atlas with a road number that you don't have, and you have to bite the bullet and lever and pull off the body of the locomotive and gently put a decorated body on of, let's say, Union Pacific or Santa Fe in the place of the undecorated shell of a number that you don't have if you want to build up a fleet of them, which is something that I have a tendency of doing. And as you can probably already have noticed, haven't yet to put on the end handrails and other detail parts. They do come with the locomotive, always tucked in underneath the bottom. But you can't wait till they come out later this year. And I still haven't even shown off my new Broadway Limited AC 6000s in Union Pacific. And also on a side note that's a little bit important, I'm happy and satisfied with Kato for making the AC 4400 CWs again in UP, BNSF, and Canadian Pacific. You probably saw the CP1 in a previous video. But here, I'll have to get this locomotive running at some point soon on the track, probably with other power, with regular power that's not leased power, because this is a leasing company paint scheme. And see how it goes with this engine. In case you're asking, it was normally $150, got it for $99.99. There might be one more out there that I might get, maybe at a little bit cheaper price, but I don't know. I'll have to see there whether it's going to Toronto or contacting Amherst Depot in Florida. But anyway, well, I'll sign off for now, and thank you for watching. Do hope that you find the videos interesting at some points in time, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.